Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We are in episode 4 of our Fat Loss Killer series, and we're going to talk about medical conditions, things that people may not understand, even have a direct relationship to fat loss. A lot of times medications have complications with this or are contraindicated for fat loss. So what do you see, Adam, if you could start at the top and just give a short list of the things that somebody may not even realize are going to cause a problem?
Yes, sometimes you get people involved in a prep and you don't realize that maybe something's wrong. There's lots of people who just don't go to the doctor regularly. They don't get annual blood work and they don't know that they have conditions. I think I'll start with thyroid. I see a lot of thyroid insufficiency, whether it be Hashimoto's or maybe just a slow thyroid. There's all types of things that can just really throw a wrench in the weight loss management side if you have a thyroid issue. There's also menopause. Obviously, your hormones aren't, optimal anymore. And then sometimes people just have hormone or adrenal dysfunction to begin with that just affects everything down the chain. PCOS is another big one. And I think that one gets misdiagnosed a lot because not all the time do they have the elevated androgens and not all the time do they have the high blood sugar, but they still have the cysts on the ovaries, and it does make it difficult for them to lose weight.
So this is an area, my first thought would have also been thyroid. And in almost 30 years of doing this, as I work through the potential laundry list of complications that somebody may be incurring, this is why you may not be losing as fast as you want. That always comes to mind first, but it's usually probably the least likely because only 5% or so of people actually have insufficiency to that level. Even if you're lower than normal, lower than average, it's still not necessarily insufficiency. So I have to go all the way back to kind of our first episode, which is, start from the easiest things first and then start looking. And any kind of medication you're on, that's where I would be looking up contraindications, side effects, because there are some biggies, that have direct pathway obstacles to the fat loss process. I think some of them are clearly antidepressants, anti-anxiety type meds, and any kind of a psychological med is going to potentially decrease metabolism. Even something like a blood pressure med. If you're on a blood pressure med, that's going to slow your heart rate down intentionally, which is directly related to metabolism. The last thing I would say, because I just had a conversation with our medical director about this, as a coach, you specifically want to make sure that you're only asking questions and directing them to investigate these things with their primary care physician. It's absolutely dogmatically critical that you don't start trying to play doctor and even giving a client the false hope that, oh, well, my trainer, my nutrition coach said, I don't have to worry about this, or I do have to worry about this. You never want those words to come out of a client's mouth. You're going to regret that big time. So just make sure that you're pointing them in the right direction and saying, hey, you need to talk to your doctor about this.
That's a good thing to bring up because, we do dig into these things with clients, but it's always with the influence of talk to your primary care physician about this and just empowering them to maybe ask questions that they would not know to ask otherwise. And also sometimes it's helping clients get the right referrals as well. And, I just had someone who was really struggling and I was like, I personally think that you need to go to an endocrinologist because I could tell that your primary care physician just didn't know a whole lot about this. And,
right.
I can't really help you with this issue, but let's take you here. She did get the referral and she is on the medication that she needs now. And it's been great.
I probably have more than twice as much postgraduate doctoral education than any physician in the country. Yet I'm not a medical doctor. So the day a client goes to their medical doctor and says, "Oh, Joe said this," is the day my career could be over. I mean, that's just the fact. And so all of us need to take your advice, Adam, and say, "Hey, this is something to consider. This is something to do a little research on. This is something to ask your doctor. I'm not a medical doctor, but I can at least point you in the right direction with some things I've found with other clients or in my own reading." Just an important thing, but more so for our clients, just to be aware of some of the things that they may have never thought of in terms of medical conditions they have or medications that they're on.
Now that telemedicine's pretty hot, I've had really good success with referring the same doctors sometimes too, which has been great.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, we're gonna delve into one more episode to wrap up the series. We will see you next time in Contest Prep University.